Hello everyone, the Q&A for the Anvil Paladin has released today, and in this video we're going to be going over the Q&A, so we're just going to be reading over all the questions. And first question, it says, what is the loaner for the Paladin while it is being developed? So the Redeemer is the loaner for the Paladin, and if some of you guys have seen my Anvil Paladin reaction, I was taking shots at the Redeemer, but it makes sense because they're both, gunships. So it says, regarding VTOL, the Paladin seems to have rotating thrusters at the back of the ship. How does it handle in atmosphere compared to the Valkyrie's quad VTOL coverage? It says the Paladin has enough VTOL power to handle adequately in atmosphere and maintain its position above targets. Though compared to ships such as the Valkyrie, it will be less agile. So just like I suspected, yeah, that VTOL is gonna help, help it maintain its, position in atmosphere. So with the VTOL pointing down, and then with the turrets, or the turret being able to retract from top to bottom. Yeah, it just makes me think it's good for taking out ground targets. So it says, is there an engineering room? The room at the rear of the upper deck is the engineering room, where the main engineering screen and majority of components are located. However, some components such as the radar, life support, and gravity generator are located in other areas of the ship. Okay, interesting. So some components such as life support and gravity generator are located in other areas. I guess that's kind of that makes me think, okay, maybe that makes me think that if someone were to I don't know, get on your ship and try to sabotage you, maybe they can't sabotage you so easily. So it makes me think yeah, actually, you think all the components would be in the engineering room, but it's not. So, I don't know, just a thought. Maybe it's a good thing that they're, separated in different locations of the ship. So it says, does the Paladin offer escape pods for its crew? Yes, the crew beds double as ejection pod beds. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, so the crew beds double as ejection pod beds. That's interesting. You can sleep in your bed and you can eject and get out of the ship. That's actually really interesting. Okay. So I guess I don't think we've ever seen that on a ship before, like crew beds being ejection pod beds. That is really interesting. So how does the Anvil Paladin compare to the Aegis Redeemer? Here we go. A lot of people suspected, similarities. While both are gunships, they have different takes on that role and playstyle. The recent changes to the Redeemer's turret weapon and shield sizes are offset by a significant boost to maneuverability. This allows the Paladin to occupy the tankier gunship role. And, a lot of people actually suspected this. Like, I was reading around, and yeah, like they nerfed the Redeemer. Yeah, they did nerf the Redeemer's firepower, in order to accommodate the Paladin, because the Paladin, they were working on it secretly. But so what? They nerfed the firepower, but boost its maneuverability. So I guess the Redeemer is supposed to be the faster gunship, while the Anvil Paladin's the tankier ship. So it says both ships have strengths and weaknesses. The Paladin trading agility for raw firepower and speed for armor, allowing players to choose a ship to suit their play style. The handling of the Paladin will be like the Redeemer was before the recent changes. Interesting. Huh. Okay. Which is more befitting a ship of its size and shape versus the much more compact Redeemer. And unlike the Redeemer, the Paladin has no modular room, which is still planned for the Redeemer's lower floor. And that is interesting. Yeah, they did mention the Redeemer. The Redeemer's lower floor is modular. I think they talked about having like a drop ship module. Maybe some other ones. I remember the dropship module. But yeah, just like, I mean, a lot of you guys have suspected, yeah, the Redeemer got nerfed because the Anvil Paladin's taking that role, and they're saying to accommodate its role, you know, they're making the Redeemer faster, but Paladin tankier. When will the Paladin start production? Here is what we all want to know. Okay, the Paladin is currently in white box production phase. Wow, that's good. That is really good. That means they're working on it. That is really good. Okay, so if I were to guess, we could see it within the longest within 2 years, the earliest within a year, hopefully. The Redeemer is supposed to have sophisticated shields, but they are size 2. Why does the Paladin have size 3 when its focus is on armor? A ship's shield size does not confer any sophistication bonus, but instead alters factors such as shield health, capacity, and resistance to damage types. Generally, the larger size, the larger the pool. However, having multiple smaller shields can be a bonus in terms of redundancy and regeneration rates over fewer larger items. In this case, 6 size 2 shield generators versus a single size 3 generator. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it is what it is. Yeah, it is kind of interesting that they nerfed the, you know, the size 3 shields of the Redeemer to size 2, but yeah. Is there any storage in the Paladin, such as gun racks, lockers, or cargo grid? I know that, oh, there's definitely gun racks and lockers. Like we saw that in the preview or the layout of the ship. So it says there are gun racks and personal storage for the crew, but there is not a dedicated cargo area with a cargo grid. Yeah, that makes sense. It's not a cargo ship. It is a gun ship. Yeah, that's good. There's gun racks and personal storage. That's, I mean, it's great. Compared to similar ships, such as the Valkyrie and Legionnaire, why would they mention the Legionnaire? How well armored is the Paladin? I guess for its armor. The Valkyrie is the better comparison size-wise. Regardless, the Paladin is well armored and able to take a significant amount of incoming fire. Okay. Man, yeah, all this armor talk, we still haven't seen, you know, armor in the game yet, but how fast does the size 5 remote quad turret slide between the top and the bottom positions? That is interesting. That's actually a really good question. How fast does it slide? Because, you know, we want to know. We'll be evaluating this during production, but it won't move quicker than the Scorpius's rail turret. Interesting. You can expect it to take longer than that due to the distance it's required to travel. So, I mean, I don't even remember off the top of my head what the Scorpius's rail turret, but that is a really good indicator. So, like, if we wanted to, we can cycle the turret on the Scorpius and then, you know, time it, how long it takes in seconds. But yeah, that is interesting. Is the Paladin still efficient if I play with just one friend as a duo, with them using the remote quad turret? And this is actually a really good question because, yeah, like, what, the guns? Some of you guys were suspecting the guns were not pilot controlled, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know if I'm right or wrong about this, but they are pilot controlled. So, and then the quad turret would be, you know, controlled by a second crewmate. I'm really hoping this is the case. Just before I, expand the question, um, yeah, I just think it's, man, that would be awesome, man. Like instead of taking a Scorpius or a Hurricane, those are heavy fighters. But what I'm saying is, it's nice. It would be nice, because then you have a ship with an interior with locker storage and all that stuff. So like it makes for a good gunship to do bunkers and stuff, in my opinion. But let's see what they say. While all weapons stations are usable with only 2 total crew, it is not the optimal loadout due to restrictions on the pilot-controlled wing weapons. See below for more details. So while all weapons stations are usable with only 2 total crew, okay, yada yada yada. All right. It's not optimal. Why would it not be optimal? Are they taking in engineering and stuff? So it says, do the pilot wing weapons play as gimbaled when not remotely manned by dedicated gunners? Okay, here. This is what we want confirmation for. Yes, if there is nobody in the seats that control the wing weapons, the pilot has control of them. Okay, that is confirmation right there. Albeit locked in the forward arc. Okay, so yeah, it is fixed. That makes sense. Due to their location, their convergence is limited frontally. That is funny because they mentioned convergence, just like the Scorpius. So they are only suitable for they're only suitable for targets at mid and long distance. However, when independently controlled, they have full freedom of motion and can look pretty much in a full 180-degree arc in all directions, allowing players to engage targets below, above, and behind. Okay, that is good confirmation there. How is the visibility with the blast shields activated? And why should we activate the blast shields in the cockpit? Yeah, why should we? We got the Anvil Carrack has blast shields now. But like, yeah, we want to know, is there a reason for that? Visibility is significantly reduced for all seats. Okay, that is interesting, for all seats. So the pilot and co-pilot at the top or whatever, and the gunners at the bottom, they won't be able to see. That is interesting. However, the pilot is only one impacted, as all other stations use remote weapon views. Yeah, that makes sense, because all of the turrets are remote viewed, so it won't really matter for our crewmates. The upper and lower blast shields are independently controlled, allowing the crew to decide whether to fully or partially lock down. In the short term, these parts provide a small HP boost when deployed, but as physical damage comes online, they will provide additional damage resistance. Okay, we'll have to see. We'll have to see about that in the future, but yeah, that is in the far future. Can we replace any weapons on the Paladin? This is what we want to know. Can we put repeaters? Can we put ballistics, cannons? Absolutely. All the weapons on the Paladin can be swapped for others of the same size, as they are not bespoke. The same is true for the missile racks, which use the modular bearing series. So that is good confirmation. We can change the loadout. Yeah, that is really good. The internal decks showrooms that look rather empty. Can you explain the purpose of rooms 6, 5, 8, and 9? So yeah, if you guys want, they have the layout on the Anvil ship page, but it says, regarding the internal floor plan, 6 and 9 cover the central traversable area and take up space due to the number of entrance ways from all the connecting rooms, as well as ensuring there is sufficient space to remove components. Room 5, or number 5, and the room on the opposite side are the crew quarters, each with a set of bunk beds, desk area, and personal storage. 8 is the main entrance room to the ship and contains 4 suit lockers and a set of weapon racks for each crew member. Okay. And then it says, with the ammo system in the future, players are wondering about ballistic reloading. Oh, yeah. So it says, we do still plan for ships to be able to rearm ballistic weapons, either directly on the gun in question or from the ship's internal stores fed by players directly. So they're still making out the ballistic reloading. Oh, here's an interesting one. Can the ship fly across the system for long-range operations? I'm assuming it can. Of course it can. Let's see. Its quantum fuel tank will have smaller capacity to the Valkyries. Huh, interesting. However, given the equipped quantum drive and the differing system sizes, there isn't a simple yes/no answer to this. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So if you want it to be longer range, you would just change the quantum drive. There's balance with that. It's going to take longer to reach your destination, but it'll also, depending on the quantum drive, it may consume less fuel but take longer, or vice versa. I don't know. But how many exits does the Paladin offer? There is a single side entrance and exit ramp. Yeah, that is at the back, right? Or no, sorry, that is at the side here. Yeah, that's at the side here because you could see the stairs there going up. Okay. Yeah, that is the Q&A for the Anvil Paladin, guys. I'm really glad that they confirmed that the wing weapons are pilot controlled. And like, yeah, I'd like to see this ship be operable with just a 2-man crew. I think, yeah, that actually really sounds really nice to me. I think it would be a good like FPS bunker running ship for sure. Because of the the quad turret and then the gun storage and locker rooms and all that stuff. So I think it would be a really good type of FPS ship that you bring along with you to do ground ops and all that stuff. But anyways, guys, that is our video. Let me know what you guys think. Did the Q&A kind of answer all your questions? I'm just glad, for me, I'm glad that they confirmed the pilot controlled weapons from the the weapons on the wings. And yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to the Paladin. I have a CCU, but and what they confirmed that it is in white box, so they are developing the ship. They're working on it, so hopefully we'll see it within a year, hopefully. But only time will tell. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.